This morning there was an article written by Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, smart guy, laying out like, hey, okay, so Tom Brady retired? Right. He did that last year too. Oh, he filed paperwork? Doesn't matter. He's going to be a free agent this year. So he probably thinks he wants to retire now, but time passes, things could change. The 49ers quarterback job could be open if Brock Purdy's injury is worse. Let's say Brock Purdy misses the season and all of a sudden the Niners call Tom and they're like, hey, I know you're retired, but we kind of have this job here. Like, you want to win a Super Bowl? You want a 1 year deal, $15 million, win a Super Bowl? What do you say? Tom might reconsider. So that's floating out there this year if things get weird with Brock. What do you think about this possibility?
I don't want Tom Brady. That's what my opinion. What do I think? Anything is possible with our organization, especially with what we just talked about. This would be the perfect Pope Smoke move where, out of nowhere, Tom is just, a Niner because he's not really affiliated with anybody or any team. So it'd be really easy to just speak with him and kind of just some Cabo shit. Like, oh, we talk, you know what I mean? Like we went and talked to him and had some drinks and it'd be so NFL and
cosmopolitan. We did the secret handshake. We were initiated into our club. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, at what point are we just selling out just to get a ring? Like what are we doing here?
Because the Rams did that, and look at them now.
Look at them.
Look at them really, now.
Like
they're done.
One of the biggest things that people talk about Niners fans is that we're arrogant. We're sanctimonious. We are. We're one of the original teams in the league. Is this what we want to do to get rings? Are we going to turn into the Lakers, pilfering to do anything just to get a championship? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't want Tom Brady. I don't want to be involved in that circus. You know what I'm saying? I don't want.
It's his legacy. It's more his legacy than the Niners. If he wins the Super Bowl, it's his 8th, right? It's not the Niners' 6th.
With Tom Brady, thank you. It'll be Tom Brady's 8th, not the 49ers' 6th.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
And you know what? Yeah. We'll deserve it. Yeah. We will deserve that fate. Right? It'll be Tom Brady and the Niners.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be. So if that's what you want, then cool. But I don't want that. Because it's almost kind of like, when he comes, they're gonna cook the books. So as soon as he leaves, everything's gonna fall apart. You're not gonna really have anything in place to go. Like I'm not a fan of shirking the process, and I feel like we're doing that if we make that move.
I also feel like Kyle's ego won't allow him to not take most of the credit. And if Tom's here, you can't take most of the credit. The reason he likes quarterbacks like Brock Purdy and Kirk Cousins is that Kyle's always going to get most of the credit for their success.
Right.
Always. But with Tom, you can't. And, I think Andy Reid is okay with that. Andy Reid, his ego allows him to have Patrick Mahomes and be like, dude, it's Patrick. It's Mahomes.
Yeah.
Come on. But that's not Kyle, at least not yet. So I think that's why Tom Brady didn't get here 3 years ago. And I'd be interested to see if Kyle has Kyle changed? I don't know.
Well, let's stick with this. Number one, I agree with you. I don't think that Kyle has the grace to be able to say, well, hey, it's Tom's show. I'm just here running it. Yeah, I'm just here calling the plays, and ultimately I'm just the head coach and I get a ring too. I don't see him taking on that type of narrative at all. And, conversely, if you look at a coach like Andy Reid, there's something to be said about how long his tenure has been, because I feel like Andy Reid is perfect for a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid had Donovan McNabb. Andy Reid had Michael Vick. And, these are some strong personalities, in an era of the NFL where I feel like in today's NFL, you can almost tell the difference between kids and men. Mm-hmm. You can tell who's a grown man on the field and who's a TikTok dancer. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I feel like there was a time in the league where they were all men, literally. And I feel like now you see a lot of coaches being friends with their players, and I don't think that Kyle's coaching style would match up to what Tom Brady brings, because you consult a guy like Tom Brady. You don't coach him.
And I think what Kyle likes to do is he likes guys who need him. Like
Yeah.
a veteran whose career is kind of fallen off and he needs Kyle to jump it, restart it.
Yeah.
Or a guy on a rookie deal who's a day 3 pick who's nobody and needs Kyle to make him somebody. I think those are the kind of guys, because Kyle's the strong personality. He wants someone like Brock Purdy, like, sir, yes, sir. You know?
If you think about it, Grant, I don't think Niners are ready to stomach, or Kyle is ready to stomach anybody else throwing an iPad on the field, on the sidelines, but Kyle.
Brady does that. Brady will get in Kyle's face. He will.
I don't think we're ready for that. I feel like the only coach that gets the license to snap on the sidelines is Kyle, because it's his team. I don't think that there's another guy who could be playing with his helmet on and something go bad offensively where it would indirectly kind of make it look like the OC doesn't know what he's doing. I don't think he could stomach that.
I don't think Kyle wants that smoke. I don't think Kyle wants that smoke. Absolutely not.
I don't think he could stomach that.
No. So I don't see this one happen. Also, they can't go get Tom Brady like as soon as free agency starts. You'd have to wait on Tom. You know, hey, like, let's call him in July and see how he feels. And if he ultimately decides, hey, you remember when you said no to me 3 years ago? Like, you don't want to be left out in the cold with no plan B. So I don't really see the Tom Brady thing happening, although it's interesting to speculate about.
And then also, like, we have, if you notice, even on the kind of like the Tom Brady track, he's getting on teams where either he's entrenched or they kind of just drop everything for him. Like when Tom comes to the Niners, like all of those guys, he's going to be holding his own camps. He's going to be holding his own stuff, meeting with guys. And
he's going to have input on personnel. Hey, let's bring in this guy.
Yeah. I just don't see that happening here. There's way too many embedded processes that are already here that are not.
Let me make one case for why this could happen. If they get him, they're Super Bowl favorites, or at least they're NFC favorites. And Brian Greasy's here. I always wondered what that was about, because he had no experience. He ended up doing a good job, although Brock Purdy was already a finished product. Brian Greasy played with Tom Brady in college. So there's a buffer, theoretically, between Kyle and Tom. Hey, don't ever talk directly. Brian will be in between, because Brian has the mutual respect of either one. Maybe. But again, it would
that
be tough.
Might play.
It might.
That
it could. Again, it would have to be like Brady being like, look, man,
I'm
retired, but I always wanted to play for the Niners, and it's a childhood dream, and yada yada yada. So I'll do it. There's an outside chance that this could happen, but I don't think it's likely. But I wouldn't. It's like 10%, 5, 7, 8%.
And to be honest with you, all right. So one last thing too. Also, Grant, like the Tom Brady move is almost kind of like a dog whistle for a desperation move.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of bring in any other quarterback and most of the league will look at that and say, oh, it fits, or maybe
they're sticking to their plan. They're sticking to their plan.
They're sticking to their plan. But anybody who touches Tom Brady is officially desperate, worried about winning right away, because that's all Tom Brady worries about. So if Tom Brady walks through the door, then that's officially like, all right, so look at it this way.
Save me, Tom.
Even if we win or lose with Tom Brady, right? Yes. How are you Trent Williams to say, let's run it back? I'm retiring, bro.
Yeah.
I just won with Tom Brady.
It's over.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing's over. Yeah,
it's going to be a huge exhale, and we're going to be left as fans picking up those pieces. I don't want Tom Brady here. Yeah. I don't want him here. No.